Hey all, Ben here from the First Watch. Today's going to be less of a review and more of a tour of a Rolex DateJust 1600. This particular watch is a vintage piece and has, I believe it's dated 1966 or 68. It comes with a 1560 caliber Rolex movement, which is not quickset, and comes with other features that we'll be getting into in this video. This DateJust comes in a very thin 12 millimeters and has a diameter of 36 millimeters, not including the crown. For me, one of the more lovely features about this particular Rolex includes the Jubilee Bracelet, which some people aren't a fan of, some people are, but I tell you, if you wear one, it's almost like a metal cloth, I guess is the best euphemism I could use for it, which makes it very comfortable to wear. The DateJust was originally debuted in 1945, I believe, and it only came in gold. So it's actually come a long way since then. This watch is a little smaller than what you see nowadays with the 40mm DateJusts, but I have a preference for these particular pieces, especially this one, which is a family heirloom. As we get a little closer to the dial, you can really see how that linen dial really just changes the sunburst that you usually see on these old watches. This particular watch itself, the dial is not original to the watch. The reason it was changed was the original dial was heavily damaged by time and corrosion. I've had this watch since serviced, and the hands have been reloomed. This is a personal piece for me, and it's never going to be for sale. It's about 18,000 beats per hour. The movement's very robust. It's been running flawlessly for 50 years or so. The piece itself is non-hacking, and it's non-quickset, which means for you to change the date, got to move that hand across 12 o'clock every day. This being a complete watch, it does come with the original Rolex Box, the outer box, as well as the paperwork associated with it, including the chronometer certificate. One nice tidbit is the original credit card used by my grandfather when he purchased a watch from Mayors, which I think is a pretty cool little inclusion in there. Again, the jewelry is usually torn between the Jubilee bracelet and the Oyster bracelet. For my personal experience with this clasp and this bracelet, it's a very comfortable bracelet. You usually forget you're wearing it. It breathes a lot better than a heavier or an Oyster bracelet. Here we get a nice view of the precision and the crispness, I guess is the only word for it, which you get with that acrylic crystal. Modern watches, as we know, do come with sapphire crystals, but the older ones and vintage ones come with acrylic crystals, and here's a good example of one. There are kits to swap to sapphire crystals, but I just feel it's inappropriate for this piece. At the bottom there, you'll notice it says T Swiss T, for those of you who aren't familiar with vintage pieces. All that indicates that T simply means that the original or the current luminous pips or luminous material on there is made from tritium. The only thing that's tritium on this particular watch are the luminous pips at the end of the batons. Both of minute hand and hour hand have been replaced with superluminova. The date window down here, the date wheel is a little different. Reason being is because the original face this watch had was gold, or was gold batons. I can't remember which one it was. It's very heavily corroded. And before some of you guys ostracize me for doing this to this watch, I simply replaced the piece because I do enjoy wearing it, and I wanted to keep it as original to my grandfather as possible. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to wear it if it had a heavily damaged dial, which is why you see the dial it's equipped with now. Overall, this is probably my favorite dress watch to wear. I rarely wear it just because of how fragile, in my mind, it is. I wouldn't call it fragile. It's a very robust watch and has been running well for many years. I recently just got it serviced, and even my watchmaker was pretty impressed by it. So tell me what you think down in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe.